YouTube, this is Too Raw for TV. All right, so in this particular video, in the wake of everything that is going on with Kawhi Leonard, right, and the growing evidence that he participated in under the table shenanigans to offset the NBA salary cap, right? It's looking kind of dire for him, right? It is. It's looking real bad for Kawhi Leonard. And even though the media doesn't like to play fair and only pick on the brother, it's looking bad for Steve Ballmer too. But magically, more than likely, that's going to happen to Steve Ballmer because that's just how this shit is rigged, right? But there's something a lot of people have been pointing out, and I just had to talk about this too. It's very hypocritical for all of this investigative reporting to be going on and focusing on Kawhi Leonard, and now there's possibly a growing witch hunt aimed at other players, right? By the way, there have been other players now in the media, players who once played the league, who are now in the mainstream sports media, who said that this type of thing goes on a lot. But anyway, it's funny how this is going on, but nobody has anything to say about LeBron James. Isn't it hypocritical for a basketball player, or just wrong for a basketball player to have that close a connection to a sports agency via his childhood friend, as far as negotiating and being active within the NBA, sphere of atmosphere, as far as representing players on that particular player's team, which is LeBron James's team, having that type of power throughout the league. I mean, I couldn't imagine Michael Jordan having a childhood friend who becomes the league's most powerful agent and having that type of influence in the league. Not only that, Clutch is a propaganda. It's not just as far as representing players from a business perspective. They're engaged in propaganda, political propaganda, when it comes to this whole cult of personality involving LeBron James. How is that not against the rules of the NBA? Clutch has been paying people under the table for years to promote propaganda to influence this stupid fucking GOAT debate, which has been going on, for decades, honestly, before it even involved LeBron James. But now this narcissistic fuckhead is literally paying people through Clutch Sports to push a fucking narrative. And not only that, you could argue there's strong evidence, although we can't prove it totally, there's strong evidence to suggest that Clutch Sports pushes propaganda to hurt fellow NBA players. All if you don't bow down and kiss the ring. If you don't bow down and kiss the ring, literally, his anus ring, he uses his power and influence to hurt players. Case in point, Russell Westbrook. It's pretty much a well-known fact that at the moment that Russell Westbrook and LeBron James fell out, all of a sudden, this guy can't get a fair shake in the media. Matter of fact, I would argue the minute that LeBron James and Russell Westbrook fell out, for a while, Russell Westbrook wasn't even getting calls in games. I distinctly used to watch playoff games. Remember when he was the last man standing, when he was with the Clippers, when they was having all those injury issues, I saw Russell Westbrook consistently get fouled and referees call absolutely nothing. And he still averaged 23 points a game off of no fucking free throws. But they tell you he's finished. They'll tell you that he can't secure an NBA contract. He can't secure a spot in the league. But yet, a friend of LeBron's, like Tristan Thompson, who ain't been shit for a decade, can still get a spot somewhere. There's something wrong. There's something wrong when a player like LeBron, if you're, according to information that I've heard, if you're a Shea Gilgeous-Alexander or a Ja Morant or anybody like that, right? And if you get on his bad side, suddenly all these bad stories pop up. All these negative stuff about you begins to get put out there. Or you have people in the media all of a sudden calling you a free throw merchant. When statistically, when you look at Shea, he doesn't shoot any more free throws than anybody in particular per game on a per game basis in the past 40 to 50 years who won scoring titles. It's just funny how that works. And last but not least, since we're in a conspiratorial era, why is nobody talking about the fact that there's this 40 going on 41-year-old basketball player in a sport that has been predicated on youth and athleticism and quickness, still putting up numbers? Mind you, Jordan was able to do it, but Jordan had a bag. Jordan had to rely on his bag by his Wizard years. LeBron, who does not have a bag, can still put up 24 points a game and still look relatively healthy and still has relative quickness that doesn't match up with the biological realities of life. It's almost as if it's almost a given that he's using PEDs, but yet nobody's investigating that because we're not allowed to, supposedly. So when is that going to get looked upon? When is he going to be, under the spotlight for all of the bullshit that he's done over the years? All the backbiting, all the double crossing and backstabbing that he's done. The guy that now crowns himself the forever king. But anyway, that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.